Kind of an appropriate song, actually. I think John Kerry wanted to call this the body rocker. Huh. Welcome back to the Taj Mahal, guys. Tuesday, February the 20th. And we're back on this Sill Repair today. So, as mentioned previously, we have lots of repairs to do here on the front part. And on the rear part, doesn't look too bad, but there's some holes there we need to take care of. So we are going to cut out this piece of metal around the soft parts, create a new patch, and weld it in. We're probably going to also attack replacing this front cap piece. I do have new caps, so we may attempt to remove this cap and fit the new cap. Since the other sill on the driver's side is brand new and it's going to have a new cap, it'd be nice to have them matching cap-wise, so if anybody's looking from one side to the other, they'll see the same profile at the end of the sill. So that's what we're going to try to do. We'll take you along for the ride. Okay, the first thing I'm going to try to do is to get rid of this end cap. Let's grind it down a little bit and see if we can release it. Okay, I've marked out where I want to cut, and we're just going to cut a big square out basically. So we'll go ahead and do that now. And for those of you who wanted to see what the inside of the sill looked like, I believe this is an original sill. It's hard to say, but I think it might be original to this car. Anyway, it's still in pretty good shape. There's some surface rust obviously, but there's also some red oxide primer left on the inside, so that's a good thing. Anyway, we'll repair these sections that we just cut out with fresh metal, and we'll try to find an end cap. So we got that first patch marked out. Just going to cut it. Okay guys, we've got that patch made, and we've just got the back of it zinc primed. So the hole cutouts I made are a little rudimentary. I don't have a round hole file. I need to get one, but That'll work. I'll fix it up a little bit better. Maybe I'll even do a little bit of welding around it to reinforce it. But anyway, it's going to go in something like that. So we'll just wait for that primer to dry and we'll weld it in. Let's get this patch tacked in. I'm going to grab a magnet. Alright guys, both patches are now in, so we're going to concentrate back on that end cap. So we've got a box over here of bits, end caps, and these are new Sill Mounts, which I don't believe I'm going to need. I do have them just in case, but doesn't look like I'm going to need those, so there goes something like that. But I don't think I'm going to need these because the other ones look pretty good. So anyway, we'll look for the right sill cap. Still in the packaging. Well, here's an absolute shocker knot. I'm not going to be able to really see that very well. They don't even come close to fitting. So they need to be significantly modified, let's say. They are way too big to go in that location. So we're going to cut them up and re-weld them and see if we can get them to fit in there. We have no other alternative other than making brand new ones from scratch. So we'll work with what we got, see if we can trim them up, like I said, weld them up, and see if we can fold that hole. Alright, after some significant trimming, basically taking off these pieces of metal, we've got it to fit in. So what we're going to do is re-flange it now around the outside. So from here to here needs a flange, and just a little piece at the top needs a flange. So we'll do that, and then we'll drill some holes for some plug welds, and we'll plug weld it in place. Alright guys, we've got the modified cap sitting in there, and it looks pretty good. We're going to drill some holes for spot welds on the flange outside here. Let me just pop this thing out. You can have a look at it. So there you go. That doesn't look too bad. So we're going to zinc prime the back of it, and then like I said, we'll drill those holes for plug welds and we'll weld it in. That'll be the end of that repair. Alright guys, I think the sill is done for now. It's probably good for another 25 years or so at least. So I'm happy with that repair. And it'll look similar to the driver's side when that's completed. I still haven't put the cap on that end sill, but I'm sure we'll have to modify it the same we did for this one. Anyway, so another job done. We'll move on to the next one. Alright, the next job is not going to be anything too exciting to watch, but I just thought I'd let you know that I'm going to be working on filling these holes up. These are spot welds I drilled out for a stiffener piece. Support piece, let's call it, for the trunk backboard, the board that fits in front of the gas tank. So there's a support that is spot welded to the floor there, and you can see the same holes down here, but fewer of them. So those need to be filled up so we can go ahead and put that support back in. So we're going to do that now. We'll just fill those up with weld and grind them down. Alright, all the holes have been plugged successfully and ground down, so they're looking good. Looks okay inside as well. Still need to grind it on the inside, but we'll do that when we put those little reinforcing plates back in. So we need to find something else to do now. It's a little bit early to go in for the night. It's about 7:30 so far. So we'll find something small to do. Well, I don't know if this qualifies as small. We've got this damage to the wheel arch here. So we need to replace this piece of metal. So it's two pieces of metal, one over top, one behind. The only difficult part is it's hard to get a blade in there to cut this off successfully without interfering with other panels. So easy to cut it this way, but when I start cutting it up this way, I'm going to cut into the upper wheel arch. So we'll have to figure something out. We might just break down and cut it, and then re-weld up that slot that we cut. Regardless, we need to get this old scabby metal out and put a new piece in there. So we'll work on getting that out. We've opened it up, and I thought I was going to get lucky there for a minute because this flange looked to be intact down this side, but you can see there's a hole in it now, so I've got to replace the flange behind and the flange on top as well. So I've got my little Dremel grinder out, and we're going to grind away all this scrappy metal, and we'll clean it up a bit. See if we can grind the top back a little bit on either side to expose this bottom piece, and I can sort of cut out the bottom piece, replace that, and then make a new flange piece for the top and weld that in. So we'll see if we can do that. We've got a copper backing plate behind that hole, and we're just going to try to fill it with some weld and grind it down. We'll see if that works. If not, we'll just cut it out and replace it, but I think we should be able to fill that hole pretty successfully since the metal's solid on both sides. We were able to repair that hole with that copper backing plate, so we've created a new patch here to go in. We created the holes for the plug welds, so we're going to go ahead and zinc prime the back of that and weld that in. Alright, just coming up to 9 p.m. and I think we're going to call it a night. That patch is in, looking good. So we'll walk away and come back another day, and we'll work on this area here. I've just cleaned this out a little bit. I knew I had a bit of a hole here, so we've just expanded that hole. May actually go up a little farther, I don't know yet, but this was something we're aware of, and we'll fix it tomorrow. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for watching.